watch out for him.
It started to happen again. Dad! I'm in trouble. You've had some scary dreams, okay? Help!
Daddy can't help you now.
Freddy is back on Elm Street, and he's not a welcome visitor. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, rated R.
They obviously had to have a character called Freddy who comes into your dreams and teenagers' dreams and murders them. Didn't necessarily have to be Robert Englund. And that was it. And they were hoping that they could make another one and they could make some more money. And maybe if it made, as much money or close to as much money as the first one, because usually the sequels didn't make as much money.
In 1931, the world was horrified by the motion picture Frankenstein. In 1935, horror turned to terror with The Bride of Frankenstein. In 1990, the makers of Basket Case and Brain Damage bring you...
Want a date?
Frankenhooker.
I didn't almost get to do that. Frank was still not talking to me. They shot half the movie.
Oh, he was pissed
And
with you.
I was not on it. Gabe was. There was something. Edgar finally called me. Like, they literally were 3/4 of the way done with the shoot before I finally got the call to go to New York. They'd blown up the hookers already. They'd done like everything.
You look at the sets, you look at the costumes. It looks very expensive. You are a big part of that film, behind the scenes and in front of the camera.
I wrote the screenplay. I took Chaucer's Canterbury Tales and made a screenplay adaptation. We had costumes from Universal Studios. I went to Universal Studios, to their sound stages, saw their huge warehouses of costumes, and picked out costumes for the show. They knew exactly what we were doing. That was fine. They said, your money still spends. We don't care what kind of production it is. The production itself cost almost $500,000.
Russ Myers, Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens. Movie maker Russ Meyer, the rural Fellini, serves up a simple, homey tale of Olympian togetherness, faith-healing, bra-busting humor, jogging, and hulking Herculean masculinity. It's a motion picture born to entertainment, vibrant, spellbinding, and so hilariously funny. Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens.
Interesting, because we've been trying to get these films for a long time, and I assume that other labels had as well. And the trust just weren't ready yet to partner with somebody. The people at the trust, they're a little gun shy over who they do this with, because they want it to be done in the way that Russ would have done it. And so we had to kind of make a case for why we're the right company for that. And initially they were like, well, you're a horror movie company. But of course, then we could go back to what our origins were. And we did a whole big, long thing about, we've got everything from, internationally renowned erotic films to Oscar winners films to, all this kind of thing. So we were able to really make a case for it.
Benet's Bloody Bits.
Welcome to Triple B. My name is Jason Benet. I'm at the Severin Films website, and we're going to look at their Black Friday titles for 2025. We're going to start off with Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood, limited edition disc, 4K UHD. This will run you about $60. Let's look at the artwork. Looks exquisite. Love this art. This has been released on pretty much every format, and now we're at the 4K UHD. Without this film, A Bay of Blood, also known as Twitch of the Death Nerve, there would be no Friday the 13th. And looking from these screen grabs, it looks pretty pristine. You'll remember this death scene was done in Friday the 13th Part 2. Yeah. What a nice looking film. That's one I will eventually get. Now we have The Ghost with Barbara Steele. Runs about $40. $22. Some creepy, look at her face. Yeah, she has a certain look, right? Her eyes, her face. You can't mistake Barbara Steele with anybody else. Yeah, that one, it's a maybe for me. 4-disc limited edition. It's the worldwide UHD premiere, 4 hours of special features. Next up, the Idiot Box. I think this was like an MTV television show. In 1991, MTV greenlit a new sketch program from co-creators, writers, directors, stars Tom Stern and Alex Winter. You'll know them from Freaked. That's not something I will be grabbing. The final program. Looks bizarro. Adam and Eve. Schlocky exploitation. Razor Blade Smile. Got some vampires here. Student Confidential caught my eye. 1985. Don't know too much about it. Looks like it was Trauma acquisition pickup. But look at this artwork here. See the girl with her hand out? If you go grab the theatrical one sheet for the slasher film The Mutilator, it's the same girl with a different outfit. Same face, hair, expression. This one I will grab. Then we have North Sea is Dead Sea. I will not see this one because it doesn't look like I would enjoy it. The Bronson Z Karate Collection. The Crippled Masters on Blu-ray. Looks bonkers. Jess Franco, 4K UHD of Vampiros Lesbos. Yeah, that one, let's see. 4K UHD, Soledad Miranda, beautiful woman on the cover. Then we also have the 4K UHD of another Jess Franco flick, She Killed in Ecstasy. Then we have Retribution, another upgrade from Guy Magar. I love this film. The original artwork right here. This is wacky, crazy, my kind of film. Highly recommend it. The Devil's Reign. Ernest Borgnine, early role with John Travolta. Eddie Alberts. And rounding out a crime thriller from Guy Magar, Looking Italian on Blu-ray, starring Matt LeBlanc. In the past, I've dipped my toes into $50, $60 films, but I really got to stop doing that. it's just not worth it, especially with Severin, because they don't cap like we're only going to make 4,000, 5,000 copies. They pretty much are going to release them for as long as they want. So if I wait 1 year or maybe next summer during their summer sale, I can get some of these at a discounted price, whether it be 25% off or 50% off. That's just the way to go. And there's nothing I need there immediately. I do love Retribution. I have the Severin Films Blu-ray. Now, the difference here is there's some uncut footage that was incorporated into the Blu-ray, but wasn't the best picture quality. For the 4K, it's been cleaned up and it's going to be more seamless. That alone is probably not worth the upgrade. I could see what was going on in the film. You know, I would much rather see other Guy Magar films come out on Blu-ray. Not even asking for 4K at this point. Stuff like Children of the Corn Revelation, Stepfather 3. I think all the boutique labels are doing it, and I get they're grasping at straws because there's not as many movies out there to get. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are, but perhaps licensing issues, music rights, people that own the films don't want to give it up. So, you know, I mean, Devil's Reign is cool. I saw it in the theaters. I don't need to own it. I've never owned it. I will get the 4K UHDs of the two Franco films. Jess Franco is love him or hate him. There really is no in between with him. But I have, as I've gotten older, you know, got to appreciate his cinema. I know a lot of people just don't get it, but the guy's done well over 100 films, maybe close to 200. You let me know in the comments for the Franco Files exactly how many films he did. But yeah, nothing, while they were revealing these, like leading up to the sale, I kind of got excited, but Retribution, I have to pass. Student Confidential, I will get. The two Franco films, yes, but I don't need them now. The prices, their shipping prices, unless you reach a certain threshold, you know, you spend a certain amount of money, it's too much. And yeah, you know, Thanksgiving just passed, and Black Friday rolled around, and I didn't buy anything. Even with the Vinegar Syndrome sale, I just kind of stuck with what was part of my subscription. And Severin, I didn't grab anything. I do love what they do, but it's not priority number one for me. But thank you guys for watching. Stay scared and talk to you soon.